Good evening and welcome to the graduation for the class of 2011. It is truly an honor and a privilege to stand before you to present the 27th graduating class of Sierra High School. To the parents, guardians, and family members of these wonderful students, I say thank you. Your children have been a delight, and this is truly an impressive class of 209 seniors. Students, if you would remain standing, audience, if you would please join us for the Star-Spangled Banner and the Alma Mater. Gentlemen, if you would please remove your mortarboards. Graduates and faculty, you may be seated. Thank you. At this time, I would like to introduce, I did not read some of our initial reminders that we normally go through during graduation, but I want to impress upon you, as I did the students this morning, the most important thing for every graduate here tonight is to hear their name read. So we do ask that artificial noisemakers be held and not utilized so that we can ensure that every honored and distinguished graduate here this evening does hear their name. At this time, I would like to introduce our distinguished guest. If you would please hold your applause until I have introduced everyone. Ms. Deborah Hendricks, our Board of Education President. Mr. Victor Torres, Board of Education Vice President. Keith Varney, Keith Varney, Board of Education member. Linda Pugh, Board of Education member. Mr. Rich Price, Board of Education member. Mr. Dan Snowberger, Executive Directors of Schools. Ms. Dolores Mullins, our Assistant Superintendents of Human Resources. And Mr. Mike Miles, our superintendent, was unable to be here this evening but does extend his congratulations to the class of 2011. I would also like to introduce our counselors, Ms. Melva Hall, Ms. Kathy Hollingsworth. Ms. LaShonda King Knowles is unable to join us this evening due to a death within her family. So we do extend to her and her family our sympathies, and she sends her congratulations to you. At this time, our Sierra Madrigals, under the direction of Mr. Brian Humphreys, will perform. this time, I would ask our valedictorian, Brandon Smith, and our salutatorian, Daniel Burnaby, if they could please come forward. And our Executive Director of Schools, Mr. Snowberger, will be recognizing these two students.
On behalf of the superintendent, Mr. Mike Miles, I just want to congratulate all of you who have a major milestone in your lives today, graduating from Sierra High School, and we're all very proud of you. I have the pleasure of recognizing the salutatorian and the valedictorian. First is Daniel Burnaby, born December 25th, 1992 in Colorado Springs, Colorado. Daniel Thomas Burnaby has been a student consistently attending school in District 2. He began his preschool days at Monterey Elementary, then he transferred to Giberson Elementary. In middle school, he attended James Irwin Charter School. Instead of continuing at James Irwin for high school, he instead chose Sierra High School. Here he achieved the principal's honor roll for all 4 years, maintaining a 4.0 GPA. Daniel obtained the Marketing Student Award during his junior year. He also completed 8 of the 11 AP classes provided by the school. Not only did he focus on achieving his scholastic goals at Sierra, but became a hardened athlete participating in track, cross-country, and swimming. In addition, he had attained leadership roles when he became the co-captain of cross-country and National Honor Society president. In the community, he is the president of one of the youth groups and a choir member within the Iglesia de Cristo, or Church of Christ. He plans to continue to push himself to the limit in his academic future by obtaining a degree in computer engineering and applying it to biology, helping his fellow man. Please join me in recognizing Daniel Burnaby. Next, the valedictorian, Brandon Smith. Brandon began his educational career at Bricker Elementary. Brandon attended Panorama Middle School, where he took all honors classes, and because of this, he left Panorama with a 3.5 grade point average. He sang in the choir and excelled in art and tech classes. During his freshman year at Sierra, Brandon again took all honors classes and ended the year with the highest GPA in the class, all while participating in football and track. Moving to his sophomore year, Brandon again challenged himself with honors and advanced placement classes. He added a third sport of wrestling to his athletic endeavors and also tutored students who were struggling in math. Brandon served as a sophomore class president, was inducted to the National Honor Society, and was a finalist for the Rotary Champion Scholarship Award. Brandon, as a junior at Sierra, participated in football, swimming, and was part of the prom committee and was a member of the robotics team, which had one of the highest finishes in the school history. He again took advanced placement courses. Late in the year, he was awarded the Outstanding Junior Award by the University of Colorado with its $1,000 scholarship. As a senior, Brandon has served as a student body vice president, editorials editor of the newspaper, and Build King for the robotics team this year. He participated in football for his 4th year and swimming for a 2nd. Again, he ranked #1 in his class and was a Rotary champion for football. He currently plans to attend Florida State University in the fall to study physics. We are pleased to announce that he received a full ride scholarship that was awarded to him from the Daniels Fund Scholarship Organization. It is my pleasure to recognize Brandon Smith, valedictorian.
Thank you for that introduction. Debating on whether I should take off this hat. Guess not. Okay. For those of you to whom I've promised to keep this short, I have bad news. Last time I went through this, it took me 26 minutes. Let's see if I can get through it in 2 or 3. A great man once said, "Anything worth doing is worth doing well." That quote has been stuck in my mind for years, and in truth, it is the only reason why I'm here, standing here today, able to give this speech on this grand evening. All of us have obviously worked our fingers to the bone at one time or another to get here, and we're finally here. But that does not mean we're all done. We have a lot of work left to do, but I have found, as many of our parents, teachers, and peers have, that the key to enjoying life on the downtime is to work hard doing the things you love. The next few years are very important, as we have to find the things we are willing to work hard for. In this task, I wish you all luck. When you're trying to find your new goals, remember the things that not only make you happy, but the things that make life worth living. For some of you, it will be love. Tonight, you're not only celebrating your graduation, but the freedom that comes along with loving without the restraints of high school. Maybe that thing you're willing to work for is an education. Tonight, you sit here thinking high school was just the first step, and life holds a few more academic lessons for you. Maybe family is the fuel to your fire. After tonight, your family will look to you for inspiration and support, but that's exactly what you're looking for. Or maybe you're uncertain of what's pulling you forward. For those of you for which this is true, tonight is a joyful time, a stepping stone that will help you get anywhere you may want to go. All of these things, love, education, family, or anything else you want in life, all require hard work. Many of you already know that relationships require tons of work, but they are exceedingly rewarding. Wouldn't you agree? After 4 years of high school, no one can say it didn't take work getting here. Yet many of us are eagerly moving out into the world. Families never get along all the time, but after a little compromise, they offer some of the richest love and care that anyone could want. I do not come bearing bad news, but life is work. The only thing you have to do is find what you're willing to work for. I have faith that all of you, every single one, will do this and achieve everything that you could ever want in life. Another great man, Sam Ewing, was noted for saying, "Hard work spotlights the character of people. Some turn up their sleeves, some turn up their noses, and some don't turn up at all." I'm thankful to say that I've graduated with a class that has turned up their sleeves. Thank you, and good night.
I'm not sure if he ran in or not, Eddie Barnes, but at this time I would like to introduce 4 senior performers. We have some track students who are competing at state, so you may see some students literally come running in, and so they're not late. They are quite on time because they were busy representing us well at the state track meet. But at this time I would like to introduce 4 senior performers whose talents will be truly missed in the building: Eddie Barnes, Richard Josiah, Hedy Lafano, and Nico Osorio. If you'd please come forward.
That's a long walk. Yeah, but we've been through a lot together as senior class, and I mean, good and bad. I'm about to miss all y'all, because y'all are my family. to yesterday. And I'll take with me the memory and the rain is so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. And I'll take with me the memory to be my sunshine after the rain. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. I love y'all.
That's 2011.
Your class song is Slideshow, and I would agree life is like a slideshow. And this evening I would like to play a clip that has been stuck in my head for the past 3 years. In spring of 2009, I sat in my car on the corner of Astrazon and Jetwing one evening, waiting for the light to change. 3 of you were crossing the street to go to 7-Eleven. I caught myself smiling as I watched you just enjoying yourselves and being 10th graders. But my smile changed when I saw the look on a gentleman's face who was watching you cross the street. I could only imagine what was running through his mind was, teenagers, wonder what they're up to. At that moment, I realized he couldn't see what I saw. The hats you were wearing, the future hats. You've all been wearing the future hat your whole life, whether you've realized it or not. One of the wisest investments a community can make is in its youth. Because you are our future leaders. You will drive the economy, you will teach our future children, you will guide future policy development, and you will become the backbones of the community. With over half of you headed to the military or college, I must tell you that I have high expectations for you and what you will give back to this community in service and leadership. During the spring, I started hearing that the senior class desperately wanted to place handprints on the shed. I couldn't fathom why you would want to leave such a temporary reminder of yourselves. The handprints that you have left in our hearts and minds are far more powerful than a painted palm print on the side of a shed. So I have one request before we play the 2011 slideshow. 30 years from now, when you are waiting for teenagers to cross the street, please remember that they are your future and take the time to invest in them. Mr. Snowberger, Board of Education President Deborah Hendricks, by the power vested in me as the principal of Sierra High School, I certify that the class of 2011 has met all graduation requirements outlined by the Colorado Board of Education and the Harrison School District. 2 graduation guidelines and are ready to have their diploma presented to them this 19th day of May 2011. At this time, President Hendricks will join me in the introduction of the class, and I would ask for the first row to please stand and come forward.